Hi, this is Mrs. Compton again. We're going to talk about your preview statement and your analysis paragraph. Your analysis paragraph on your graphic organizer is on the back side of the sheet, and it would be paragraph number 4 in your essay total. But let's start with your preview statement. So preview sentences or preview statement, remember the purpose of that preview is to let your reader, in this case Mrs. Bray and I, let us know the 3 topic areas you're going to cover in your 3 body paragraphs. So when you're working in the idea of that synthesis or analysis paragraph into your preview statement, it's going to take a little bit of skill. It's probably going to be easy for you to write a preview statement that lets us know the problem that you're going to address and the solution you're going to look at. And again, your thesis statement is really broad. You have a broad problem and probably the broad idea of a solution. In the preview statement, you want to narrow it down a little bit and be more specific. So the problem might be a little bit of a repeat, but we should have a more specific solution idea in that preview statement, and we should have an idea that you're going to look at analysis, or you're going to synthesize the ideas in a 3rd body paragraph, which is your 4th paragraph overall in your essay. So I'm going to show you the example of drug trafficking here. So we have a preview statement. The issue of drug trafficking occurring through the border of the United States and Mexico may be solved with increased border patrol, but that definitely does not solve the larger issue at hand. Now I have previewed the 3 body paragraphs I'm going to have without actually saying, first I'm going to tell you about the problem of drug trafficking, and then we're going to look at some possible solutions like border patrol. And finally, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to share with you how this isn't going to solve the problem. So I don't actually list things, I just have them in a sentence. So I know that my first body paragraph is going to be about the issue of drug trafficking. So I'm going to look at that problem in my first body paragraph, which is your 2nd paragraph overall. Then I'm going to talk about increased border patrol as being a possible solution. So we know that possibly if we had more people along the border, drug trafficking could decrease. But I found in my research that that might not be the best option. So in my analysis paragraph or my synthesis paragraph, I'm going to look at that problem of drug trafficking and how it's a really huge issue, and that border patrol is just one possible solution, but there's more that has to be done. So that's going to be in my synthesis. So I know as a reader that those are the 3 things that are going to be covered. Preview statements are tough, so once you have something written, I'll be looking at those preview statements when I look at your graphic organizers, but as you're going into your paper, if you don't quite have that set, let me know. I'm more than happy to look at that and work out the wording. It's a difficult thing to do. The other thing I want to talk to you about, deforestation. Sorry, I have one more example. So deforestation is occurring every day in the Amazon, and while Debt for Nature swaps are beginning to address the issue, more needs to be done to save the rainforest. It's the same idea as the drug trafficking. You know that I'm going to be talking about deforestation as my problem, that it's occurring every day within the Amazon. So I got my region in there one more time, my little area. But deforestation is my problem. I'm going to talk about Debt for Nature swaps as a possible solution to that problem in my solution paragraph. And in my synthesis, I'll talk about how this can address the issue, but really more needs to be done to save the rainforest. Debt for Nature swaps alone isn't going to solve it. So in my research, I probably found that there's actually more things that we could do. This one solution isn't going to be enough. So again, I got my 3 body paragraphs previewed in my preview statement. All right, let's talk about that synthesis paragraph. So this paragraph, it can be a little bit difficult because it needs to be all your ideas, your analysis. You may have citations within this paragraph. You may actually reference other pieces of evidence. I don't have that on your graphic organizer, but you definitely can have citations here. But what Mrs. Ray and I are looking for are your ideas. So do you think that the solution or solutions that you presented will adequately address the problem? This is where your critical thinking comes in. Do you think that this is enough? Do you think that if we have increased border patrol and we have more people stationed closer together, that that's going to stop the drug traffickers? Or are they just going to pull out bigger guns and start killing people? I don't know if that's a possibility. But what do you think that is that solution you present a viable option? Are there other things that you think should be done? What do you think the future holds for this problem? If you're talking about deforestation, do you think it's just going to get to be a bigger problem as we have an increased population? If you're talking about water sanitation, is it just going to get to be a bigger problem as people start shifting more into the cities? What do you think the future holds? And are there any unique challenges for this country or region or the continent that they face that is going to make a solution harder? So if you're talking about drug trafficking in Colombia, this is where another broad topic area might come in. If you're talking about drug trafficking in Colombia and there's a lot of political corruption in the government, well, that's a unique challenge to that country that might make solving the issue even more difficult. Or if you're talking about Mexico, I don't know why I'm on drug trafficking, but if you talk about Mexico and drug trafficking and the fact that they have a new president, his newness might be a a good thing because he's fresh to the problem, but maybe it's a hindrance because he's new to the whole thing. So you have to kind of look at those unique challenges. So we want to see your synthesis and analysis. Remember that it still needs to be in third person, so no I, me, or my. If you say, I believe that Mexico's new president has a fresh take on the situation and can help solve this problem, just take out the I think. Mexico's president has a unique take on the situation. So just take out the I thinks, the I believes, pull out that personal pronoun and keep it in third person. If it doesn't have a citation, Mrs. Bray and I know that it comes from your brain. If it has the parenthetical citation, we know you took it from another source. And that's exactly what you need to do. Anything that comes from another source has a citation. If it doesn't have a citation, we assume it's your own idea, your own thought. And that's what that paragraph 4 is all about. Again, if you have any questions, let us know. Good luck.